Hey, good early afternoon, everyone. Obviously, we have been tracking this weather impact alert for days now. Clipper system coming our way.
Yes.
I'm joined now with Peter. And you know this Clipper system has been a pain. Whoa!
Yeah, we got our Facebooks up.
Yeah,
by
we
the
got
way,
our
so
Facebook
that's what
up.
that audio is coming from. But yeah, these clippers are a real tough cookie, let's say.
Yes, it is.
Forecast, because they shift even within 12 hours of the event, 50, 100 miles south.
They were shifting even this morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, these systems are so quick moving. And not only that, this specific system is bringing in such a narrow band of snow that narrow band means everything.
Yeah.
If it shifts even just 30 miles, it could be the difference of 1 to 2 inches in your area. So that's kind of what we've been seeing here over the past 12 hours. But we'll get you an update on what we're expecting here, and then of course diving into the weekend, because
Yes.
I feel like at this point, because we've seen a couple good snow systems so far, we've kind of gotten our vibe with the snow.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's the cold that
Yes.
I am not looking forward to.
No, and that's honestly probably the most dangerous, really, that we're
Yes.
looking at here as well when it comes to the actual health almost with these storms. This weekend is what we're looking at.
Yeah. No, the cold is going to get intense. So first things first, we're going to quickly get through, we'll go through the forecast here, and then of course you can throw in your, I see that people, yes, they had the stream launching. Oh, somebody's coming.
That's going to be James.
It's probably going to be James.
Hi, James.
Oh, hey, James.
Hi, James. He's at the computer logging in, too.
Oh, sorry,
the
James, you
computer
can't
right
have it. Anyway, we're going to get you an update on the forecast for us for here today, and then, of course, carrying into the weekend. So, yeah, throw your questions into the comments. We'll go through them, get you updates on anything that you're expecting for today, and, of course, going into this weekend, because we just got to get through this weekend. Things are going to start to look better. So let's take a live look at radar. We're starting to see potentially some light snow showers push into Burlington right now, maybe getting as far or pretty close to the Mount Pleasant region. Monmouth too. This is not the part of, I mean, it's a part of our snow system, but this isn't going to be the main event that we're starting to see. I think the heaviest snowfall is going to move in here in the next couple of hours, and that's what we are going to continue to track in here as we head into the evening. So yeah, that area of low pressure, it's starting to pick up the speed. This morning at around 4 o'clock, it was still pretty far to our north and west, just kind of dropping into Canada. So that kind of goes to show how fast these systems are. But you can also see this line. So if we outline, or I want to kind of draw this little arrow right here, this line, that's kind of like that snow band. It's so thin moving through the area. So that's what makes some of these forecasts a little tricky at times for us, especially when it's such a narrow band. And that narrow band can be a difference between you seeing a dusting, you seeing 2 inches of snow. Yeah.
I mean, even that heaviest band is so thin with this system, too.
Yeah.
It's like probably, what, 50 miles?
Yeah. No, so we could see, you know, here in the Quad Cities, maybe only just 1 to 2 inches, but down to Muscatine, just about, what, half hour away, 40 minutes away, they could see higher amounts of around 3 to 4 inches.
Yeah, I mean, and yesterday when we were looking at those snowfall forecasts, right, there was that gradient when this had the more northerly track, just from Mount Pleasant to kind of the border with Missouri there, of maybe no snow to 2.5 inches of snow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, it's been very back and forth, but you can even see that narrow band even just with our winter weather advisory. That is where you can expect the track of the system to push out anywhere between 2 and 4 inches of snow. And very similar to what we saw this past weekend, Sunday morning, it was very light snowfall, meaning very light and fluffy. And with those profiles of very light and fluffy snow, you can get some isolated amounts that push up to that 5-inch mark. And we're not saying that's not going to happen. I'm going to say recently with most trends, it kind of looks like it's more in between that 2 to 4 inch
2 to 4, yeah. Maybe one little isolated number close to 5, but I remember last week, I think Lanark had 6.5 inches by the time it was done. I think we'll see something like that. Yeah,
so we're going to continue to keep an eye out on this, but by this evening, that's when I think the commute's going to be the messiest, because obviously that's when most people are going to be out and about, whether you're going out to dinner, you got evening plans, you are heading home from work. That's when the roads are going to be the busiest and likely could be some of the slickest. So let's look at the winter storm and severity index. And very similar again to last weekend. This is only a level 2 out of 5. And with that first big major snowstorm that we saw after Thanksgiving, keep in mind that was a 4 out of 5 when it came to the severity index. So once again, this is going to be just a quick amount of a couple inches of snow. It'll take a couple of hours for those crews to really begin to clear off roads. I think by tomorrow morning, we'll start to look a lot better with those road conditions.
I think a good way to think of this too is right when we have that 2 out of 5 with severe weather.
Yes.
There's maybe widely scattered chances for maybe some severe thunderstorms.
No, exactly.
That's exactly what we're looking at here. Same situation. Like, yes, there's a chance, but not high end.
Yes, so it's not anything to kind of worry about, especially when you're going to be traveling out there this evening. It's just practice those precautions. We're not saying you got to stay off the roads, but you know your comfort level. You know your comfort level behind the wheel on the roads when it's snowing. And again, we have seen a very similar scenario to what we're seeing today already. So not anything that we are going to be really surprised with here when it comes to this system. But Future Track, again, the timing of this system has been pretty on par, at least, with an afternoon start time.
Yes.
So starting to see it creep in now. Like I said, the more widespread, maybe the more intense snowfall is going to be closer to that early evening timeline. The good news is I'm not anticipating any super gusty winds.
No.
So we won't have much visibility impacts with that either.
No.
So that will also be some good news with it. Luckily, by the time we get closer to midnight, that's when I think most of the snow is going to push out of the area. I will say this model wants to try to bring in a couple flurries for tomorrow morning.
My goodness.
Yeah, I'm not really
Is
anticipating.
this her?
Yeah, the her.
Nah.
Yeah, this model does like to overperform a lot when it comes to snow, but I've really liked it so far with its trends.
Its track and timing have been the most consistent and been on track with this.
And just this morning, it kind of started to come to fruition with that shift to that southwest. So yeah, I think tomorrow afternoon, though, we'll kind of get this breather. We'll see temperatures still in the mid-20s. Winds might ramp up a little bit tomorrow, too. Not expecting anything super, super windy, but, you know, gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. But this is going to be the calm before what we see this weekend. Because, again, I think this weekend is going to be kind of the worst of it as we've tracked in multiple weather impact alerts. But this is a look at the snow tracker. So yesterday, our main axis of the heaviest snow, kind of where you see Burlington, Mount Pleasant, Galesburg, Macomb, where it's kind of looking more closer to that 2 to 4 inch range. That was actually through the Metro Quad Cities yesterday, Kewaunee area, Clinton. So that just shows how much south this has shifted in just the past 12 hours. So it goes to show that you need to stay updated on the forecast.
And I mean, to add into the HER, which we were showing you there, which has been pretty good on timing and placement of overall the bands, the heaviest totals it had actually yesterday, right around noon, was in Savannah and Dubuque.
Yeah.
So that shows how much these systems shift. And we had 5 different models yesterday with the heaviest band in pretty much almost each fifth of our viewing area.
It was crazy. It's been hard to kind of nail down which one we like the best. But now starting this morning, we started to see things kind of come together a lot more, especially as the system gets closer to our area. We start to see things kind of come together and make more sense. So right now we are seeing potentially Dubuque, Savannah, Sterling, maybe just a dusting of snow. Monticello, Clinton, Princeton, highest amounts, maybe just around 2. I think a good bet for here in the Metro Quad Cities to Kewaunee, I'm calling about a good 2 to 3. And then that 2 to 4 inch range is kind of in those darker blue colors or even those purples that you see on the snow map. So we'll continue to watch it. Of course, get your rulers ready. If you want to know how much snow is in your area, you gotta make sure that you're sending in those reports because nothing is automated about snow reports.
No.
Okay, so going into the weekend, this is where things get dicey with the temperatures. We're talking about temperatures in the double digits, only 10 degrees on Saturday, single digits and negatives through Saturday night and through all day on Sunday. So you can almost expect it to feel below 0 with wind chills this entire weekend.
Pretty much.
And we've been talking about a lot of things happening this weekend. So if you do plan on attending any of those, be sure that you are dressing accordingly, especially as we get into Saturday evening and Sunday morning when we see some of the most dangerous wind chill values. That's where frostbite can occur in as little as like 10 minutes. So just want to be a little careful. As we look at Future Track, though, because we are going to bring in another snow chance with Saturday as well. But this system almost looks identical to what's coming in.
Pretty much the perfect replication of it.
It looks like almost the exact same track as the system that's coming in today. So I'm hopeful that it will follow that same track because then we kind of know and we're prepared for exactly what's going to happen with our next round. But it does look like the timeline-wise, it's pushing in Saturday morning, and then it'll be out of here by Saturday afternoon. So once again, a very quick-moving Clipper system. It'll bring in a couple inches of light and fluffy snow. But like I have been saying, it's those wind chills that I think are going to be a little more of a mess. Because when you talk about these temperatures getting this cold and road treatments, they don't work as effective.
They don't work as no.
Yes.
No.
So that's where it might get a little slicker on roads maybe for Saturday afternoon too, because you can expect it to stay really cold. This is a look at 12 p.m. wind chills. At best, here in the Quad Cities, we might only feel like -12.
-12, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And also something to keep in mind is it's the temperature profile we're looking at Saturday, right? It's very low. That means we're going to have that very light, fluffy snow. And even with just a mild breeze,
Could be blowing.
causing these, which are obviously
Yes.
causing these wind chills, that could cause a travel impact, especially further to the south where we do get those more open areas. That's something we're going to have to watch closely as well.
Yeah, and especially with wind chills and how cold this air mass is, it doesn't take much movement with wind to make it feel very cold. And also with, like Peter said, this is going to be really light, fluffy snow. It's not going to take much wind to kind of blow it around at times too. But the most dangerous wind chills are coming in Saturday night into Sunday morning, where I am definitely expecting us to get some cold weather headlines issued by the National Weather Service. I will not be surprised if that gets issued soon.
I would say maybe this afternoon's update. If not this afternoon, definitely tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow they could definitely start to push that out because it's coming in and it's going to be -25 to -30 for those wind chills through Sunday morning. And again, it's going to take some time to rebound. We're still going to feel quite frigid through much of the day on Sunday. But you can see we do see some major improvement pretty quickly. Yeah, we do stay cold through Sunday. We still are going to be pretty freezing, still seeing lows below 0 on Monday morning. But by Monday afternoon, we bring southwest winds. We start to ramp up those temperatures back into the 20s, which versus a 4-degree high on Sunday, Monday's going to be a heat wave. And then we go to the 30s on Tuesday, and then potentially a couple of 40-degree days, maybe even bringing in some rain chances at times through the middle of next week.
Yes, I saw that. There's maybe some snow depending on the timing and temperature profile we look at, just a little mix. But
even if we do say snow, it's not going to be impactful at all. With warm temperatures like that, that means roads are likely going to be pretty okay with those. So that's the good news there. Let's go through a couple of these questions.
I think our mics were hot at the beginning.
Yes, I know our mics. We started the stream. And we were waiting for everyone to get ready. So you heard our conversation while we were just getting ready. A little behind the scenes for you guys.
There you go.
A viewer asked, do you think I'll be okay driving from Bettendorf to East Moline at 5 p.m.? Yeah, I do think you're going to be okay. All you got to do is just make sure you're driving safe.
Yes.
You go slow and steady wins the race. Keep the distance between you and the car in front of you. Take extra time when you're slowing down to stop. Again, if you can recall what Sunday morning was like, I was out on the roads, I was driving.
Yeah.
And it was manageable.
It was manageable.
It was still slick.
I mean, yes.
And I still took my sweet time, but it was manageable. And that's what I think is going to be seen through this evening. And of course, you're going to be helping out with some road coverage, correct?
Yeah, so I'll be more kind of in road coverage. We'll have the Beast out tonight.
Yes.
We will have the Beast out, but I'll also just be doing kind of live shots. We got a fun interview at the Mississippi Valley Fair. We got some good stuff coming.
Which should be pretty, especially with some snow coming in.
It's going to set in the scene very well. But we'll be covering that during the 4, and then, of course, James will be here all night streaming for you guys. I know James and myself will also be here at 2 p.m.
Yeah, so again, we got another stream and an update at 2 p.m. I think another one maybe at 5:30, a quick one that James might jump on to talk to you guys on Facebook, and then another one potentially at 8. So you're going to know exactly what is happening outside as long as you follow along. Again, Facebook, that News 8 streaming app is all going to be a good thing to have. Let's get to...
Let's see, we were at... Drive. Michelle, ding, 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 ding. Oh, Billy. Hey, Billy.
Yeah, hey, Billy.
Billy, always good to hear from you.
Always got some good questions.
Yes, he does. Is there any chance the NWS could drop the winter weather advisory for Clinton County? Thank you for your time, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Hey, oh, Billy.
I know. Since they didn't drop it with the most recent update, they did evaluate here within the past hour, and they included some of those far south counties, like Lee County.
Jinx.
So Lee County was just included. Since they didn't trim back any of those northern towns, I don't think they're going to take out any of those people. But I do think Clinton 2 inches?
Maybe at best.
Yeah.
It's
I think it's just
gradient.
Yeah, it's that gradient. The fact that, and like I've been talking about all morning, even though we know kind of the general track that this system is moving, it's the fact that, it's not just one big line of 3 inches or 4 inches or 2 inches. Everything kind of changes depending on where you find those heaviest bands of snow.
Yep.
That's not to say that Clinton couldn't see a heavy band of snow to bring in that, get you up to 3 inches.
Yeah.
It's just those trends are kind of pushing more to the south and to the west. So I don't anticipate that they'll get dropped from the winter weather advisory. Now, if it does get to, game time, we're this evening and Clinton's not seeing much,
I was going to say maybe around
that's where they might trim it.
6, 7 p.m. is where they could start to cut it. But through the afternoon, they're going to want to see how the system plays out and where those bands end up here in the area.
Exactly. All right. Michelle says, with the negative temperatures this weekend, are we going to have any high winds or any winds? Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Michelle. That's a great question because, when you think about these negative wind chills, and we're talking about wind chills, luckily not anything too crazy with the winds.
I think I looked 10 to 15 yesterday.
Yes, I'm thinking about 10 to 15 miles per hour, maybe as high as 20 miles per hour at times.
Very
But
isolated.
it looks kind of just like, the typical breeze that we see during winter. It's one of our windiest times of the year. It really is. But with temperatures dropping this cold, actually, I know you think that it would ramp up winds, but when you get settled into that cold air mass, and once you're settled into that, you don't have that big temperature gradient happening across the area.
Which drives wind.
That would drive the wind. So we're not expecting anything super crazy with winds, but it doesn't, all you need is 5 mile per hour winds with temperatures this cold to make it feel very cold.
At least 10 degrees colder.
Yeah,
at least.
It does not take much wind at all.
Yeah, and that's something I actually had someone ask me yesterday, 2 days ago, was why didn't we issue an impact alert for, say, Monday morning as of yet? It's because we are going to be balanced on that temperature gradient. The winds won't be as strong, which means the wind chills won't be as strong. That's why we haven't issued one there yet either.
Yeah, we'll watch it through the week. I think I think our heads have been all over the place for this week. We're like, we already got 5 alerts we got to get through. And then it's like, okay, let's get to the weekend and then we can reevaluate. Because we do know by the time we get to Monday afternoon, no worries anymore. We can all breathe. But yes, so we'll be watching it. Of course, this weekend we'll probably evaluate that. But Logan says, do you think tomorrow morning will be clear? I think so. I think it's going to be pretty likely. Not only that, because I saw road treatments, at least here in the metro area. It's going to be those country roads, those secondary roads that might be a little dicey still in the morning, might have some slick patches, but we're not expected to see super, super, super cold temperatures tonight.
No.
So again, road treatments are going to work really well tonight. And again, the fact that this is ending before midnight, when the roads are going to be the quietest, when we're all asleep, those crews are going to be able to have abundant amount of time and not have to worry about any additional snow. So they'll be able to get hard to work tonight and be able to clear things off. And I think our morning commute is going to look a lot better.
It's going to look a lot better for sure.
Yeah.
And we could even pull that impact alert for Friday come tonight, depending on how the system plays out. Because we've been looking at it. There's still, I think, the impact on the roads as of right now, especially as we get through the morning. That's what we're going to be watching, though, for sure.
Yeah, I might pull the alert off by the time we get to Good Morning Quad Cities tomorrow. It just depends on how roads are looking. But we're going to be quiet when it comes to skies, at least tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, Austin is asking how much snow looking at Saturday. So I haven't really dove into.
Yesterday I said 1 to 3.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, because I was looking at probabilities today, and again, it is a very similar track to what we're seeing for today. Almost the same exact line. But it looks like the probabilities are a little bit less on the 4-inch kind of sector, which kind of indicates that we might not see as much snow as we're seeing today. That's not to say that things can't change. These systems are fast. We've seen that in just the past 12 hours, we've seen a big change to our snow amounts. So I will say by tomorrow, stick with us tomorrow, because then we're going to put all our focus tomorrow while we are forecasting is on Saturday. How much snow are we going to see? The timing, because we know it's going to be cold. That's pretty easy to track. But we'll be able to really put all of our time and devotion into that system on Saturday. So again, tune in with us tomorrow. Again, it will also continue to touch base on it as we go through these streams. You know, James and you are going to be on And I'm sure you'll touch into them
I'm
too.
probably going to do a snow forecast for it after this. Since I'm not on air, I'll have a little extra time.
There you go.
So I'll probably dig into some of that data here this afternoon. And also, again, we're streaming tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yes.
And 8 p.m. as well. So we'll have snowfall totals for Saturday. Come just,
we'll
what,
keep you guys
21 hours from
updated.
now.
Yes, but you can, what we see today, you can almost say
Let's rinse
this
and
is
repeat.
pretty much what we're going to see on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at here.
Okay, let me pull up snow totals because that's what
Yes.
everyone
Yeah,
keeps
we're
talking.
wondering about Amboy and Galesburg next.
So, Galesburg, I'm thinking 2 to 4.
Yeah.
2 to 4 for sure. Amboy is south, correct?
Yes. Yes. I think
Kind of near
there's-
Galesburg, right?
Yep. And it's kind of near Knox. I believe Henry County off the top of my head, unless I'm confusing it with something
I
else.
know, I'm sorry.
I'm really bad.
I'm so bad with these small towns.
I know. I like try and memorize them. I went through the map one time for like 2 hours trying to memorize everything.
You can't.
It's so hard. I'm drawing a complete
Oh,
blank.
well, you are correct. It's
In Henry
yeah.
County. Yeah.
So near Geneseo.
Yes, it's near Geneseo, Henry County.
Okay,
Knox
so
further
I'd
south, Henry.
say for Amboy between 2, maybe
that?
max 3.
That might be Bureau, actually. I think
Bureau?
That's Bureau. That's Bureau.
Okay, so you're on that dividing line where we've been kind of seeing that shift again from the highest amounts. Okay, so I'd say Amboy, Kewaunee, Princeton, highest amounts that I think are going to be reported out there could be anywhere between 2.5, maybe 3, just because this is going to be light, fluffy snow. But you can see on that snow tracker, it's kind of keeping us more comfortable in that 2-inch range.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say 1 inch, probably.
Yeah.
Exact total, but that's exact. We don't like to do
Yeah.
that.
And then, like we said, that the heaviest amounts have shifted again, kind of closer to. I mean, what's crazy is yesterday I was talking about the potential that Mount Pleasant, Burlington, and Macomb could be the ones that don't see as much.
They get zilch.
And now they are
Yeah.
kind of in that bullseye to maybe being the highest on the map. Yeah, it's,
Clippers just make you want to.
yeah, this is the fun about snow forecasting, that's for sure.
It is the most difficult data.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks for getting us your questions in. And of course, yeah, we got another stream coming at you in the next hour and a half. You'll have Peter, you'll have James to be able to update you on what we're expecting and especially what we're tracking, because I think we're going to start to see some snow, especially
yeah.
by then.
And that'll clear up the path too once we see that first kind of band moving through.
Yes, exactly. So we'll stick with you and you stick with us. Facebook, our News 8 streaming app, and all of our apps that we have, you can stay updated on the forecast. So we'll keep you guys informed and we'll keep you safe. You stay safe, you stay warm, Quad Cities. We'll see you here in just about an hour and a half.